Welcome to the pits of Firebird Raceway. It is a rainy day out that door. My El Camino is getting soaked. But hey, I got a new tool that I picked up just for this trip. Full disclosure, sent to me for an honest review. Let's take a look at this thing and I'll tell you why this is going to be useful for my racing operation and probably why you want to add this to yours too. It's no secret that having a jump starter with your car, a jump pack that you can jump the car with, is a good thing at the track when the rounds count or when it absolutely has to be started. The other thing is I'm always playing with tire pressure, going up and down, finding exactly the right pressure that I need for the track. Well, I found one that's the all-in-one solution. This is from AdoreTrip. It's a jump starter with a built-in air compressor. I don't have to have two things. It's all in one spot. Let's get it out of the box and take a look at it. So if you're asking what's in the box, let's find out. Oh, that's cool packaging. The instruction manuals in several different languages and carrying case and assortment of tools. We don't need the cardboard box. I'll thumb through this guy in a minute and let you know anything that needs to happen before we get there. Let's take a look at the accessories first. Anyways, you got the jump cable attachments, you've got a packet of stuff, we'll look at that in just a minute, and we've got all the adapters. So let's look in the little baggy dealy here and see what we got. Looks like a couple of different attachments for the air pump side of this. That's cool. It's got two style of chargers, a wall plug and a cigarette lighter plug. I guess my only gripe so far is I wish this was USB-C because there's a lot of stuff that is USB-C anymore, and I got those kicking around like crazy. Makes it more universal to charge. So, this guy, let's pull it out. We don't need that. There is the adapter. Threads onto your valve stem, just like that. It's just long enough to be useful, and it looks like it has more. Oh. That goes onto your valve stem. This gets threaded together. That is a lot more useful. We can live with that. So, I just touched something. I touched the power button, and you can see the digital display for the tire pump lights up there. We'll have to put this thing on a tire and make it pump up a little bit. Okay, so nice features about this. It's got a couple of lights. The power button, when you long press, it doubles as the on button for the flashlight. Long press, and they'll go out. Now, the tire pressure itself goes as low as 5 psi and as high as 150 psi. My slicks typically run about 14 pounds, so I'll be using it in that range a fair bit. That switch turns on the compressor side of it all. You do have a couple of USB ports out here, the inlet for the power, and you've also got the spot for the jump port there. The instructions say to charge this guy for 6 hours before your first use. I'm going to go plug it in. So this has been charging for more than 6 hours. Here's how it works. You turn it on with the button down here, and then you're able to dial your pressure up and down. Let's put it at 18 pounds, go hit the switch, and go inflate a slick. So it is worth noting that when you hook this guy up to the valve stem, it displays the current pressure of the tire. So I've got it set to go to 18. Let's come down to 16 and hit go. Now it is worth noting that it doesn't stop the compressor, it just stops inflating past that pressure. Let's go inflate the other side. So clearly it has no problem moving those slicks a couple of pounds in just a matter of seconds. I haven't touched the charge. Let's hook the jumper cables up to this. I've got the kill switch turned off so the battery is disconnected. Let's see if it'll start the car essentially without a battery. All right, so it's hooked up, red to positive, black to negative. I'm going to go hit the key and let's see if it starts. Remember, the battery is disconnected. This is essentially starting it with no battery whatsoever. So this little guy did start the car absolutely just fine and did something that not many others can do. It kept supplying power and kept the car running. That way, if you have a car with a compromised charging system, you could actually hook this up without a battery, without a charging system, and it would keep it going long enough to move the car where you needed it to. That's a nice feature that some others don't do. They have like a 3-second cutoff, so it'll start the car and then stop supplying power. So that's pretty cool. Another feature that's really hard to see, it's still at 100% battery. Now, granted, I have started this car earlier today, so it wasn't the hardest possible cold start, but that's 383 inches of American iron. That's locked out timing at 36 degrees. That's with a pretty aggressive cam. You know, it did okay. It did the thing exactly like it was supposed to do. So this thing works okay. I'm going to run it through the weekend. I'm going to use it in the staging lanes and pump up the tires. I'm not going to charge it. I'm going to see how long this thing goes. All right, first casualty on it. I already broke the little rubbery flap off the starting port. Here's what I did. I went to pull the cable out just like that, but the problem is I had it all, grabbed in one fistful and it just popped right off. I'd like to see a better cover on that, but, let's see how it does through the rest of the weekend. All right, so update on the combination tire puffer-uffer and jump pack. It's doing great. It did start my El Camino. I haven't charged it since. I've been using it to air up the slicks to 14 pounds. It's doing that consistently, although I have to put 16 on the gauge. No big deal. I'm using my tire pressure gauge for the final adjustment. That's cool. I did come across a guy in the lanes with a Datsun Z car that had a small block Chevy with a 144 blower. Didn't quite have the crunch to be able to get that started. It would turn over, but it wouldn't quite start. So I think we found the limit onto how much engine this will turn over. But for your naturally aspirated stuff, it seems to be doing okay. Good thing to have in daily drivers that just don't have anywhere near as much compression, as much pop. So we're going to keep going on this. So my racing weekend is done. Let's talk about how this little guy did. It did pretty good. I've been using it all weekend. I haven't charged it. The little battery gauge on the side, very hard to read in the sun, I might add, shows 50% power. And that was after I did jump my El Camino, proved it would do it. After we tried to jump that small block with a 144 mini blower on it, didn't quite do it. This is what I've been using all weekend to pump up the tires. I've been moving at 2 pounds at a time. It doesn't take very long at all. So, I'm very pleased with this. Let the dragsters go by. Very pleased with it. There's a link down in the description where you can get one of these for your own operation. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.